7 little things that make your spouse look at you like day one. They say love fades with time. But truthfully, it's not time that wears it down, it's neglect. It's not the big arguments or dramatic betrayals that slowly create the cracks in a marriage. It's the moments we don't notice slipping through the cracks. It's the silence at dinner. The glance at the phone instead of the eyes. The routine that replaces romance. And the assumptions we make that the other person already knows they're loved. Slowly, unintentionally, we shift from being each other's favorite person to becoming background noise in each other's lives. But here's the truth, it doesn't have to be that way. Rebuilding closeness doesn't require sweeping gestures or dramatic reinvention. Often, it's about remembering the small things, those quiet, almost invisible acts that once made your partner feel truly seen. In my years as a marriage counselor, I've witnessed countless couples on the brink of emotional distance, only to find their way back through the simplest of actions. Today, I'll share with you 7 little things, practical, healing, and deeply human, that can quietly rekindle that day one look. The look that says, I still see you, I still choose you. Secret number 1. Look at them when they speak, really look. Presence is love made visible. And in a world saturated with notifications, multitasking, and endless content, nothing says, you matter to me, more than undivided attention. Eye contact isn't just a physical gesture, it's a form of emotional validation. When your partner speaks and you look directly into their eyes, you're doing more than just listening. You're telling them, right now, you're the most important thing in the room. Take Jason and Melissa, a couple from Chicago who came to me after years of feeling disconnected. Jason said, she talks, and I hear her, but she always says I don't listen. What Melissa longed for wasn't just Jason's ears, it was his eyes. We set a simple goal: whenever one person was speaking about something meaningful, the other would stop, put down the phone, and look. A week later, Melissa said, for the first time in months, I felt like he really saw me. You don't need hours of deep conversation every day. You need 5 minutes of full presence. The next time your spouse speaks, pause, look into their eyes, let them feel seen. Secret number 2. Say, thank you, for the ordinary stuff. Gratitude is the love language that rarely gets old. Yet somehow, in marriage, it becomes one of the first things we forget to express. We assume that after years together, our partner knows we appreciate them. But love isn't about assumptions, it's about affirmation. When you say, thank you, for the small, daily efforts, you're not just being polite. You're reminding your partner, I see what you do. And I don't take it for granted. Think of Mark and Elena in Dublin, married 10 years with 2 kids under 6. Elena told me she felt like a ghost, running the house but feeling invisible. Mark, on the other hand, believed he was doing enough by providing. Their turning point? A shared, daily appreciation journal. Each night, they'd write one small thing the other did that day and leave it by the coffee machine. Thanks for folding the laundry when I forgot, or, I noticed how patient you were with the kids. It was awkward at first. But after a month, Elena said, I feel seen again. Start simple. Say thank you when they warm your tea or remember your mom's birthday. Acknowledge the effort behind the ordinary. Over time, these tiny affirmations become the glue that holds intimacy together. Secret number 3. Touch without expectation. Touch is often thought of as a prelude to something more. But its most healing form is often the one that asks for nothing in return. A touch that simply says, I'm with you, I care, I still want to be close. A hand on the shoulder. A forehead kiss before sleep. Fingers brushing together as you pass in the kitchen. These gestures might seem small, but they speak loudly in the language of long-term love. I remember advising Sophia and Lars, a couple from Stockholm, married 12 years, no major fights, but they felt emotionally numb. Sophia said, I miss being touched without it leading somewhere. So they started a new practice, non-goal touch. Every day, they committed to 5 small moments of physical connection with no agenda. Just touch. After a month, Lars said, I had forgotten how much comfort her hand on mine could bring. Especially when words fail. Scientific studies affirm this. Non-sexual touch reduces stress hormones, boosts oxytocin, and deepens the feeling of emotional safety. So tonight, when you're brushing your teeth side by side, reach out. Let your hand linger for a moment. You might be surprised at how healing one silent touch can be. Secret number 4. Speak their name with warmth. There's something deeply intimate about hearing your own name spoken gently by the one you love. In the early days, we said each other's names all the time, with laughter, flirtation, longing, but somewhere along the path of work schedules and grocery lists, we start calling out commands instead. Can you take the trash? Or, did you call the plumber? But calling someone by name with warmth reignites tenderness. It's a reminder, I still know you. Not just as a spouse, but as you. For example, I once worked with a couple in Seattle, David and Lena. Lena confessed that she missed hearing David say her name. He just says, hey, or nothing at all. So David began a simple habit. He greeted her each morning with, good morning, Lena, and ended the day with, good night, my love. At first, it felt formal, but soon, Lena said, I felt like he saw me again, not just the mom, the wife, but Lena. Try it. Say their name during simple check-ins. Add affection to it. Hi, James, you're glowing today. Let them hear in your voice that their name still carries love. It's a quiet but powerful bridge back to intimacy. Secret number 5. Keep a shared private joke alive. Playfulness may seem like a luxury when bills are due and diapers need changing. But humor isn't frivolous, it's foundational. Laughter is the language of closeness. It reminds you that before all the responsibilities, there were 2 people who loved to laugh together. I'll never forget Leo and Nina from Lisbon. They were overwhelmed with work and caring for aging parents. During counseling, I asked, what's something you used to laugh about together? Nina smiled for the first time in our session. He used to call me Captain Crunch when I bossed him around in the kitchen. Leo chuckled, and you'd salute me back with a wooden spoon. That day, they brought the joke back. A week later, Leo walked in wearing a paper captain's hat. Nina laughed so hard she cried. That laugh became a ritual, a reminder of who they still were beneath the stress. So dig up your shared jokes. Bring back the silly voices, the old nicknames. Love needs levity, and even one inside joke can be a lifeline when things get hard. Secret number 6. Celebrate their quirks instead of fixing them. It's ironic, what we once found endearing in our partner often becomes the very thing we want to change. The way they talk to the dog, their weird way of stacking dishes, their obsession with true crime podcasts. But love that endures learns to admire, not amend. Sophie and Darren from Melbourne were married for 15 years. Sophie used to love Darren's spontaneous singing. But over time, she began rolling her eyes. It's annoying now, she said, until one day, their daughter said, I hope I marry someone who sings like Dad. That moment softened something in Sophie. She stopped trying to hush him and instead started joining in. Now we have a song for doing the laundry. She told me, smiling. Remember, quirks are the fingerprint of your partner's soul. If you erase them, you erase part of what makes them unique. Try this tonight. Write down 3 quirks your spouse has that you secretly admire. Tell them, celebrate them. You may find that what once irritated you becomes what you'd miss the most if it disappeared. Secret number 7. Be their safe place, and let them be yours. The world outside is noisy and hard. Your home, your relationship, should be the place where masks fall away and hearts are held gently. A space where fears can be voiced without judgment and dreams can be shared without ridicule. Take Jenna and Isaac in Vancouver. Jenna had always been the strong one, the planner, but she told me, "I don't know how to fall apart in front of him." So we practiced. One night, she said, "Can I tell you something without you trying to fix it?" And Isaac replied, "Yes, just tell me." That moment changed their marriage. Isaac, in turn, started opening up more too. They created what we called soft corners, moments every evening where nothing needed solving. Just sharing. If you want your partner to look at you like they did on day one, let them feel like they can bring their whole self to you. Not just the polished version. Not just the parts that smile. But also the parts that ache. That doubt. That long to be held. Emotional safety is not built in crisis, it's built in quiet, steady tenderness. Conclusion. Love is built in the little moments. Love is not lost in a single day. And it's not won back in a single grand gesture. It lives, or dies, in the details. In the glances, the touches, the jokes, the quiet acknowledgments that say, "I still see you." These 7 little things may seem insignificant, but when done with intention, they become sacred threads that bind your marriage together. Start with 1. Look up when they walk into the room. Say their name with affection. Laugh at the old joke again. You don't have to fix everything at once. You just have to choose to be present. To be loving in the quietest ways. And when you do, you may notice something beautiful. Your spouse will look at you, not with resignation, but with remembrance, with warmth, with that spark that says, "I still see you too." Because love, when nourished daily, doesn't just survive, it thrives, right there, in the middle of your real, imperfect, everyday life. If you found this video meaningful, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. If you're facing unresolved challenges in your own marriage, we invite you to share your story in the comments below. We read every message, and we hope our words of encouragement will give you the strength to keep going. Even on the hardest days, we're here with you, and we look forward to seeing you again in the next episode.